Hey everyone. Ever get that feeling where you just want to chuck it all? Like when you're working on something and just
Yeah.
hit that wall
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Totally.
Well, we're diving into a video today called Why You Should Never Quit. The truth about finding your inner strength.
Yeah.
We're going to see if it's got any real advice or if it's just like, you know,
Another one of those.
yeah, another one of those pump-up speeches that doesn't really help in the real world.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because this one actually tries to be honest,
Okay.
which I think sets it apart from a lot of those, like, super positive, rah-rah speeches.
Right.
It admits that, like, the path to success is messy.
It's not a straight line.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, everything's just going to work out perfectly if you just keep pushing.
It acknowledges that everyone has those moments where you
Yeah.
feel overwhelmed and, like, quitting is tempting.
Yeah. And they even use the phrase easiest escape route in the video.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because I think we can all relate to that.
Totally. It's so true.
When things get hard,
Yeah.
it's like the easiest thing to do is just walk away.
It's like our brain is wired for that, right?
Right, exactly. And I think that's what I appreciate about how this video starts out, because it's like
Yeah.
it validates that instead of saying like, no, you should never feel that way.
Right. It meets you where you're at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, but here's
Here's
what you can think about.
here's how to deal with that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like they're saying, hey, it's okay to feel this way. We get it.
Yeah.
And that makes the advice that comes later
Hmm.
feel more like grounded in reality.
Right. And they use real life examples to kind of drive this point home.
Mm.
Like one of the examples they talk about is Maya Angelou,
Oh, yeah.
the famous writer and poet.
Of course. Yeah.
She went through a period where she couldn't speak.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. And then her grandmother helped her find her voice again.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you think about it, that's a major setback, right?
Yeah. Huge. Yeah.
But it didn't define her story.
It didn't stop her.
Right. And she went on to become, this amazing communicator.
Right.
So it's like they're showing through these real life examples
Yeah.
that like these setbacks don't have to be the end.
They don't have to be the end. Yeah.
Like they can actually be turning points.
Turning points. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like sometimes you got to fall before you can fly.
Right. Exactly.
But the video doesn't just stop at sharing inspirational stories.
Okay.
It actually gets real about like
yeah,
what happens when we give in to the urge to quit.
the consequences. Yeah.
Yeah, they use a weightlifting analogy to kind of illustrate this point.
Okay, like analogies.
Yeah. So like when you're lifting weights, it's tough at first,
Right. It's not supposed to be easy.
but the more you push through that,
The stronger you get.
the stronger your muscles get.
Yeah.
Quitting gives you like temporary relief, right?
Right, for sure.
But it doesn't actually make that underlying problem go away.
Yeah, you're still going to have to face it eventually.
Right. So basically, if we just avoid discomfort all the time,
Yeah.
we might be missing out on building the resilience we need
Exactly. Yeah.
to face bigger challenges down the road.
It's like you're not preparing yourself for the real world, which
Yeah.
is full of challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the video makes it clear that, building that resilience
Mm,
is a process. It doesn't happen overnight.
for sure.
They use a staircase metaphor to emphasize the importance of small wins.
Okay, I like that one too.
Yeah, so it's
Let's
like
break it down.
you don't have to see the entire staircase
Yeah.
to take the first step.
Love that.
And I thought that was such a good metaphor because it's like
Mm.
it's easy to get overwhelmed when we're only focusing on,
The end goal.
like that big, huge goal.
Yeah.
But if we can just look at the step that's right in front of us, then it feels a lot less daunting.
Much more manageable. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And celebrating those small wins is key. Like
Yeah.
each one gives you that little boost.
That little
Yeah, that momentum.
a little bit of momentum to keep
Or
going.
keep going. Yeah.
So the video's saying, like, it's not about being perfect.
It's not about perfection.
No, it's
Maybe
about consistency,
showing up. Yeah.
showing up, even when
Even when you don't feel like it.
you don't feel like it.
Which is most of the time, let's be honest.
Yeah, right? Like, let's be real. Like, nobody's motivated all the time.
Nobody. No way.
So it's about, like, building that discipline,
Yeah.
that habit of showing up,
The habit. That's it.
even when it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that leads perfectly into, like,
Yeah.
the next point that the video makes, which is,
Right.
imagine looking back on this moment a year from now,
Oh, interesting.
5 years from now. Are you going to regret quitting?
Hmm.
Or are you going to be proud of yourself for pushing through?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and I think it's such a powerful question because it shifts your focus
It does.
from like the immediate relief of quitting
Yeah.
to the potential long-term consequences.
Like, what are you giving up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like forcing yourself to ask, what kind of future am I creating?
Am I building the future that I want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With this decision.
With this decision to quit. Yeah.
Sometimes that shift in perspective can be all the motivation you need
Yeah.
to keep moving forward.
To keep going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes you just need to zoom out a little bit
Get that bigger picture.
and see the bigger picture. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, wait a minute.
Maybe this isn't so bad.
Yeah, this isn't
Maybe I can push through.
this isn't worth giving up on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. It's like they say in the video, quitting is like hitting pause on your potential.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're putting your dreams on hold.
Right. And it might feel good in the moment.
Yeah.
Like to just be like, ugh, I don't have to deal with this anymore.
Or that relief.
But it could be limiting your future possibilities.
Exactly.
It's like you gotta weigh that short-term relief against that potential long-term cost.
Opportunity cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know, another thing they talk about in the video that I thought was really interesting
Okay.
is the power of having a support system.
Yeah. They talk about like
You don't have to go through this alone.
surrounding yourself with people who believe in you.
Yeah.
Whether it's like family, friends, mentors,
Mentors,
even online communities.
online communities, yeah, for sure.
Like finding those people who will cheer you on.
Yeah, because it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's not just about like having someone to vent to, you know,
Right.
although that can be helpful.
Yeah, so it's more than just having a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, it's about having people who can offer you like
Validation, help you remember your strengths.
yeah,
Especially when you're doubting yourself.
when you're in that like
When you're in a rut.
negative headspace.
Yeah, and they can help you like reframe your perspective.
Yeah.
See your situation in a new light.
It's like having your own personal cheerleader
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reminding you of what you're capable of,
when you don't.
even when you can't see it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And the video goes even further and says, like,
okay.
if you don't have that kind of support system,
Yeah.
build one.
Oh, interesting.
Reach out, share your struggles.
Don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
Exactly. Find people who genuinely want to see you succeed.
So it's like you don't have to wait for it to just like magically appear.
Right.
You
You
can
can be
get
proactive.
to create it.
Yeah. And create it.
Yeah.
I like that.
And now there's this other part in the video that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
It's the idea of like
Yeah.
embracing the journey itself. Oh, I like that.
Just focusing on the destination.
Yeah, because it's like we get so caught up in like,
The end goal.
I got to get there. I got to get there.
What's next? What's next?
And we forget to actually enjoy
The process.
the process
Yeah.
and like learn from the mistakes that we make along the way.
The setbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like they say in the video, don't just focus on the end result, embrace the process.
Yes. I love that.
Every setback, every challenge, every failure teaches you something that will be essential for the future you're creating.
It's reframing those failures
Yeah.
as opportunities for growth.
Yeah. It's like instead of seeing the journey as just this means to an end.
Right, like a chore.
Yeah.
You start to see it as like something valuable in itself.
Yeah.
Like the challenges, the lessons you learn,
hmm
they're just as important as the outcome.
It's like that saying,
Yeah.
life is about the journey, not the destination. But they give it like more depth by connecting it to
Love,
personal growth and resilience.
building resilience.
Yeah. So it's like instead of viewing challenges as these roadblocks,
Right.
you can reframe them as
Stepping stones.
stepping stones on the path to becoming
Yeah.
the best version of yourself.
The best version of yourself. I love that.
Right.
And at the end, they have this thought-provoking question. They ask, is this really the end? Or is it just another challenge on the path to your success?
That's a good one.
It's like they're asking you to step back,
Mm-hmm.
assess the situation,
And be honest with yourself.
be honest with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like, is this really a dead end?
Is this really a dead end, or
Or is it just another obstacle?
is this just another obstacle that I can overcome?
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like
Sometimes you got to quit.
sometimes quitting is the right answer.
Yeah, but you want to make sure you're quitting for the right reasons.
Right. Exactly.
And not just because it's hard, not because you're scared
yeah.
or you're avoiding discomfort.
Exactly. You want to make a conscious choice
Yeah.
based on like a clear understanding of what's at stake.
Yeah, like what are the potential consequences of this decision?
Yeah.
Both positive and negative.
Both. Yeah.
And then the video ends on this really positive note.
Okay.
It reminds us that we are stronger than we think.
Stronger than we think, yeah.
And it encourages us
Yeah.
to stay persistent, stay consistent, stay true to ourselves.
Oh, I love that.
So it's really like this message of
Hope and resilience.
and resilience, yeah. And I think we all need that reminder sometimes.
We do, especially when
We're facing
we're in those moments of doubt.
those inevitable moments of doubt and discouragement.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've talked about
Yeah.
acknowledging the struggle, embracing small wins,
Prioritizing consistency.
finding support.
But like, how do we actually put this into action?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, what can you, the listener, actually do?
Yeah, like what's one thing you can take away from this and apply to your own life?
So I'd encourage you to think about like a specific challenge you're facing right now
Okay.
where you might be feeling tempted to give up.
Like maybe you're thinking about quitting your job,
Yeah.
or maybe you're working on a creative project
Could be anything.
and you're just like, this is too hard.
I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
So think about that challenge and then ask yourself, what's one tiny step,
Okay.
even something that seems insignificant,
Yeah.
that you can take today
Today.
to move forward?
To just like make a little bit of progress.
Just a little bit of progress.
Even if it's just like 5 minutes
5 minutes, yeah.
of working on that project.
Or like sending one email,
Or sending an email. Or
making one phone call.
making a phone call.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Just something small.
Just something small.
Yeah. To get the ball rolling.
To get you unstuck.
Get you unstuck, exactly. Because remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase
Right.
to take that first step.
Just focus on that one little step.
Exactly.
That's right in front of you.
And this is where like connecting it to the bigger picture can be super helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Like take a moment to think about your overall goals, your values.
Like, why are you doing this in the first place?
Yeah, the future you envision for yourself. How does this specific challenge you're facing fit into that?
Yeah, because sometimes when we're like in the thick of it,
Right.
we
Right.
kind of lose sight of the bigger picture.
You're lost in the weeds.
Yeah, and like reminding ourselves of that
Yeah.
can reignite that motivation.
Give you that purpose again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you see this obstacle,
Mhm.
no matter how daunting it feels right now,
Yeah,
as just like one small part
one tiny piece
of a much larger journey.
of this big, grand adventure.
Exactly.
So if you're feeling stuck or discouraged, ask yourself, like, why is this goal important to me?
What am I hoping to achieve?
How will overcoming this challenge help me get there?
Those are some great questions to reflect on.
Yeah, and you know,
And remember.
the video reminds us
Mhm.
that the journey itself
Yes.
has value.
Like all the
challenges, the growth, the lessons learned along the way, they're all shaping you
Yeah.
into the person you're meant to become.
Into the best version of yourself.
It's not just about reaching the destination.
No.
It's about...
It's about the person you become along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
All those twists and turns, they're all part of your story.
They make you you.
They make you you, exactly.
And that brings me to like a
Yeah.
final thought that I want to leave you with today.
Okay, I'm ready.
We've talked about persistence, consistency, support. But what if the most crucial element for success is actually self-belief?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Like we focus so much on like
Yeah.
external
It's
factors.
that outside stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about the role
What about our own beliefs?
of our own internal blame?
and inner voice.
Yeah, like what if
What if
the real difference
between those who
between the people who achieve their goals
achieve their goals and those who give up
and the people who give up,
isn't talent or luck?
it's not about
It's not about circumstances.
circumstance. Yeah.
That's about belief
The unwavering belief.
in their own ability
You'd succeed.
to make it happen.
That's pretty powerful.
It is, right?
Yeah.
So like ask yourself,
Do I believe in myself?
do I truly believe I can achieve my goals?
And if not,
Yeah.
what can you do to start cultivating that belief?
Because when you truly believe in yourself,
Yeah.
anything is possible.
I love that.
Oh.
And that's a great takeaway for our listeners today.
Yeah.
Belief in yourself, persistence,
Consistency.
consistency, a solid support system.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
Anything. You're unstoppable.
So go out there, embrace the challenge,
Don't be afraid to fail.
and never stop believing in your own potential.
That's it.
Thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Fun.